Hello to everyone who doesn't know me. I'm Kim James from UAV Aerial Works in South Africa. I have the pleasure of standing in for Louise Yup today. And I'd like to say a huge welcome to Women and Drones Africa and our weekly fireside chat. And we'd like to say that this is a friendly weekly event where we meet other women in the African drone industry. And although we focus on women, it absolutely does not exclude any gentlemen. And we do have a number of gentlemen who are dialing in and meeting with us on a weekly basis. So that's fantastic. So the idea of the fireside chat is to meet new people, to network, to support, and to share information. A lot of us have worked in our industry for a number of years already, and we have a lot to share. And so before I introduce our guest speaker, who I'm really excited to have on today, I just wanted to give the opportunity to anyone who's new to introduce themselves and to share with us where they're from. So let's see who is new, who we haven't seen on a chat before. Jerry, you're our VIP today. Do you want to introduce yourself? You're on mute. You're still muted, Jerry. There you go.
On now?
You're on, loud and clear.
I can.
Hi, so why don't you just introduce yourself and tell everyone what important job you do in our industry?
Thank you. My name is Jerry. I'm Jerry Davison. I am the founding editor for Drones Africa, an online magazine, and I'm a journalist.
And Jerry writes amazing articles on the daily almost about the goings on in our industry in Africa. So really good to have you on. Henny Homan, welcome. We haven't seen you before. It's a pleasure. Would you like to introduce yourself? I think you're muted, Henny. We can't hear you. We can't hear Henny at this moment. Okay, while he's sorting out his sound, Skelokazi Kingo, if I've pronounced that correctly, have we seen you before?
No, ma'am. Maybe you have. I'm following you on LinkedIn. That's where I found out about Women in Drones and Fireside Chat. And this is my first time joining.
Fantastic. Are you in our industry?
I'm a drone pilot in South Africa.
Wonderful.
So yes.
Very good to have you on, and welcome to your first fireside chat. Hi, Samantha.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening.
Hi, welcome. We're just letting anyone who's new, who hasn't joined us for a fireside chat before, introduce themselves. Henny, have we got sound? Okay, we can't hear Henny. Hopefully we can connect with Henny soon. I want to make sure that we can kick off with our guest speaker, and this chat has really become a nice interactive forum, and so please feel free to ask questions and write on the chat. any kind of comments or thoughts you have while Khadija is speaking. But let me take the opportunity to introduce our speaker, Khadija Abdulle Ali, who is a drone pilot and works in large-scale mapping and 3D modeling in a company in Zanzibar called Uhuru Labs. I hope I've pronounced that correctly, Khadija. And let me just let Lebo in. So Khadija is going to chat with us today about her work in drones in Zanzibar, including the World Bank Zanzibar mapping initiative and the UNICEF cholera mapping project. And so without further ado, Khadija, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Kim. As Kim introduced me, Khadija, known as the Queen of Drone. I'm happy to join the call today with women in Africa, so the drone, these technologies. I have been doing this drone technologies industry since 2015, I think. And from there, I fall in love with a drone and I start to become a drone pilot. And because of the thousand number of flights, so my industry called, my colleague from my industry decided to call me Drone Queen. So I started to fall in love with a drone when I worked with the Zanzibar Mapping Initiatives. So once I was working with Zanzibar Mapping Initiatives, I was a student there at the State University of Zanzibar. So while studying, I was doing the project of Zanzibar Mapping Initiatives, where we was use unnamed aircraft from sense fly drones. You know, there's a drone called the EB. So I was start with the piloting EB. And as you know, the EB is autonomous drone. So I was starting to become pilots with the autonomous drone once. So we fly drone for 2 years continuously. Like every day you're going to field with 18 flights. And we almost cover 18 meter square per day for that time. So for those number of flights, and also in my working, so I was also doing analysis because I experienced this in coastal area. We have a challenge of humidity, temperature. So to becoming a drone is a good thing. It's, you see, like it's easy sometimes to become pilot. It's fun, but also you need to do some research from the place where you're going to fly. So in Zanzibar, there is a high temperature because it's coastal, and wind sometimes becoming high, the temperature becoming high. So I was doing a research of the drone where I used to fly because it was AB. So the company, the Sense Fly and the Drone Adventure becoming was excited with me because I was serious of my work because I was doing research. It's not going to the field and fly drone, becoming with data. Also, I was researching the drone, how it functions. So they start to love my work and start to invest me, to encourage me to continue with another project. So after finishing my study, I was joined with the Uhuru Lab company. So Uhuru Lab company, we fly in different applications, like we fly drone in mining, in agriculture, land disaster release. As you know, most of the countries, they face these disaster flooding. when high rain season coming. So we fly before the rain and we fly after. So then we show the difference for the people who make policy, who provide the funds, who make decision, who solve the flood and the risk management problems. So we go there, we give them the data, geospatial data, so they make better decisions. And a result of those drone images that I was used to piloting. So I saw the results, good result, because now most of the place where we fly drone and show the government, this is floods happen and why. So most of them, they already solved. So you see, this is impact of using drone, positive way of using the drone. And after that, so I was really falling in these technologies, and I was working is not only about piloting drone in mapping. I also piloting in this cargo delivery, medical cargo. I participate in Lake Victoria project. So we was a transfer medical from the urban to the village, from different islands, because once there is a risk of people dying, like they can transfer vaccine in 3 days almost. But with a drone, it's about 1 day, because it's 45 minutes to go and 45 minutes back. So it's and medical assessment. So it's almost in 1 day. So they can get a result of blood sample or the vaccine at the right time. So this also the impact of using a drone myself, I saw in my eyes. So this is piloting a drone is biggest challenge, because sometimes when you go deep to the community, you have to work deep with community, work very friendly, show them this is a drone and make them feel it. It's good, it is safe. We can work with this robotics, and it can help our society to solve multiple problems in health, in disaster, in mapping. It's something like that. So, and also I help in my countries, and another countries like Nigeria. We have been mapping in Makoko. You know, Makoko, it's a place where people build a house underwater. It's so we go there, we fly drone, we teach kids, we make them feel like this is a drone and it can be used to map your area, and you can understand your area using the drone with high resolution images. Because with a satellite, you can get image. But what we're looking for is high resolution, because it depends what you want, the content of the map you need. And most of the image in Africa, or most of the map in Africa from Google satellite, because we face this high cloud area, so most places it's too cloud, so we need high resolution. And with a drone, we saw this is less cost. It's not like less cost, but less cost, because local pilot can go in mapping sites, can fly drone, and can process the data at the same day. You have ability to get a result of your maps. So when disaster happened, like when Tanzania, I think 2016, we faced this earthquake, and we go there. It's around Lake Victoria thing. So the place was really intense and rough, and people are very feel like this place is not safe. But we go there and we fly drone, then we give the data to the government and show the reality of to show the reality of the disaster and the impact and what we can tell the community. So if then we go back and we print the data or the drone data, we process it, then we collect the communities and we share the data, and also we work together to solve the problem. So this is how most I experience drone piloting. And about drone mapping in cholera. So in Zanzibar, we face this cholera problem, and this is a very disaster. But every rain season, after season disappear or is about to disappear, we got this serious cholera disease. So our intention is to show the government where cholera comes from and why, and how to solve it. And with a drone, it has high resolution, and we go deep with the data. So we analyze those data using geospatial tools, and then we come back with the results. And most amazing result where I think every day, it's most of women, they care about their health. I mean, women, we are very care about our health more than men. And the data show that most of the men died of the cholera more than women. So wherever women, we need to think about ourselves. We are super women, because most of the time, women, we take care about ourselves in most of the things. Yeah, from there I can stop because I need everyone to share. This is wrap up, but you understand what really.
Khadija, first of all, thank you for sharing what we sometimes only see as #drones4good. But we've really understood from the ground, from your mouth, what you've done to pretty much save lives directly. So well done. It's actually, I've got like goosebumps listening to you. So I'm so thrilled. Secondly, you know, most of us kind of start with a little multi-rotor, you know, quadcopter drone, and you went straight in with the fixed wing autonomous flight. So I think your drone queen title is well deserved, number one. And two, my question to you is, you know, what were your biggest challenges when you started off?
Most of the when I was started off, because I was student, I need high grades and I need these new technologies. So if I choose, I need to choose between. So, and it was very difficult time for me to choose between. I would need both of them. So in this stage, I didn't get the high value I was desired to get, but I get great results. At the same time, I become a drone pilot.
And tell me about the connectivity on the ground where you are, because, you know, using, and I know there's a question here from Desi, which I'll ask now, but data, you'd need, you know, connectivity. What kind of challenges do you face with that?
Connectivity with what?
Well, with transferring, with uploading data and getting it to the people who will, you know, will use that data.
In our case, we use the Pix 4D software. Pix4D tools, and Pix4D tools you can use in the desktop. So we have big computers, because we have big computer. So we process the data, we program it in computer. So when we come back from the field, we georeference the data. After that, we put in the Pix4D tools. Then they start to process at the end. So we come back and we take a result. Is already snitching together. So at the end, we print it and we share with the community, or sometimes we share with a soft copy, or we have a GeoNode platform.
Desi asked about your geo tools. Is there anything other than the software that you mentioned that you use, Khadija?
Yes. Sometimes we use open drone map. So it's also open source. There's open source, but it depends who you work for based on the result of the data. So your client. So if maybe your client is a mining industry, so make sure you know that this company, based on their working purpose and objective, they need absolutely correct data, accuracy, and well data processed. So most of the time we use Pix4D tools, because nowadays I work for the commercial. So in the commercial, so they need best data, best information. So you need to provide best quality.
100%. Does anyone have any questions or comments for Khadija?
So can you elaborate a little? Hi, I think, yeah, I have a question. Can you tell us a little bit more about the EB that you're using and just the kind of process that you're using? Because I've always had it on my wish list, but it just never appears. And I love the EB.
Yeah, EB, myself, EB, it's good. And it's perfect for myself. I work from 2016, so it's 5-6 years now. And every day they advance their system. And when once is autonomous drone, so and their flight software, flight mission software, it's stable. So you don't need to program anything, just you program your mission area, your mission work. Then when you fly drone, it's easy. You just squeeze your drone like 3 times, then you give angle, you let it go. Just what you need to have is open space, like 9 degrees area, just safe, without the kid, without the crowd. This is also the challenge, because sometimes you work in the bush area, there is no people, there is no something that can give you any obstacle. So, and when you fly drone, mostly now EB plus, EBX, so it's about 45 minutes, 1 hour. It depends on the weather of the countries. Weather, humidity, temperature, it depends, but almost 1 hour. In 1 hour, you can cover big area. And when it comes to land, it comes smoothly, like no more airplane. So it's safe. And even the battery life, it's good for myself, where I experience this drone, because I fly with the EB most of the time.
Khadija, do you, when you need to have this drone repaired, do you have local kind of service support where you are, and, you know, batteries and things like that when they need to be replaced?
Now this is a big challenge. Once we was working with EB, because I was working with the EB for 2 years. Once I was really working with the Zanzibar mapping initiatives. So the company, the Sense Flight company, they didn't allow us to fix the drone. But it's big challenge for ourselves, because it's about, as a pilot, you need to do even a small repairs. Sometimes it's need, mostly in our countries, or most of the countries in Africa, you see there is this teeny dust. So if they can penetrate in a pitot tube or any place where it's very sensitive in machine, so they can make sometimes a drone crash. So when we working with the EB Classic once, before this EBX, EB Plus, so we faced that challenge, because in Zanzibar, we have this teeny dust. And well, it's really, we need to have someone engineer in our office so they can repair drone. But it was a World Bank project, and I think the agreement is someone from Switzerland having Sense Flight coming in Zanzibar, repair a drone, then all we send a drone to Switzerland, and then it's come back. So it was very difficult time for us. So sometimes you need to spend like 2 weeks. So yeah, most of the drone company is just like that. So they repair themselves. At the future, we learn ourselves to repair small things. Some environment, you need to fix a drone, whatever happened, because some place there is a big bird and you need to fly a drone. So you need to be innovative. Even sometimes we stick some plastic that shine to make the big bird afraid with a drone. With that, when light, so this light when shining, so drone, I mean the big bird scare of the drone. So sometimes it's good to have engineer yourself and to solve a drone. And nowadays we work on that things. We need engineer that can deal specific with a drone.
You see, drone queen. Fix it yourself. Khadija.
Yeah, so someone asked me about my experience with this drone. I was trained from the drone company called Sense Fly, where this the company built this drone. So I was trained from someone who built the drone. Sense Fly drone called EB. And when we come with the wing copter drone, so the wing copter from Germany trained me with my friend, so with my colleague, for 1 year. It's only training about how to fly drone remotely. So, and we was working for almost 1 year. And when we coming with the DJI, it's almost, they come Zanzibar with this spraying drone for is malaria project. We was spraying in sensitive area where malaria insects coming from. So also DJI coming in Zanzibar. So I will get this opportunity to be trained from manufacturers. And I really like to share this opportunity international to other women, to other communities. to know how drone it work, to know in deep what they can face in the community. Because community, if they regret, say, no, we didn't want, no, don't fly drone, it's not safe. Sometimes they say that in some community. So you need to train them. You need to stop your flight plan and you need to train them. This is drone, how it works, what the impact of drone. Drone is good. You make them feel it, you make them touch it. So, and then sometime if you fly maybe like EB or even DJI, you fly. So you make them hold remote and show them, okay, now you see, now I switch off, I do this and do this, and then we fly, you fly together, you come up with a picture, you show them this picture. It's nothing, just so this, we need to produce new maps for our community.
Fantastic, well done. And slowly, slowly, you get them used to it, right?
Yes, it's
fantastic.
How we do.
Yeah, we've got some questions. Khadija, I see Jerry has written 2 questions. I'll ask them in a second. Samantha, you have your hand up.
Yes, good morning, good afternoon again, everyone, and thank you so much. This is such a great fireside chat. So my question is about the kids. Khadija, you mentioned that you introduced the kids to the area by letting them know they can understand their area better. And so my question is, how do you pre-engage the kids? Do the kids get a pre-session before you bring the big program to them, or just what are some of the tips you do to, before you actually show them what you're doing?
Okay, it depends what kind of project you are doing. If it is a small project in your timeline project, you need to put this is training community. So when we go to the field, we're going to the community leader. We do the same in different countries, even in Nigeria. I don't know, they call their leaders, I don't know what the name exactly, but we go there and we want to fly a drone, and this is our drone. So we want the kids coming and see how drone it work and how we do it. So most of the time we fly drone in open space where kids from the school, people from the government, people from the military. So all together, we see what we're doing, and we get the opportunity at the same time to train the kids or to make them touch it. It depends, to make it touch it. Sometimes we have a specific intention. We go to specific school and then we make them touch it. Even sometimes we go with a small drone, like a toys, make them fly it, make them play with it to make sure, this is drone, to make it feel it. Then they feel it, so I can become pilot. Yes, you can become pilot, like you, yeah, like me. So then they feel happy, and then that our kids are very excited with this robotics, and they feel like a PlayStation, something like that, and we're happy for that.
Thank you. I'll start with what you said, the community leader, and go from there. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
We have a question, Khadija, from Jerry. And he wanted to know how big the drone industry is in Tanzania, and if there's any support from the aviation regulator or the government.
Yeah, the business is, we're still working on it. This is still, I can say, is a growing technology, still kid technologies. So we try to make it grow, but there is not much work. and trusted pilots. So you see, nowadays in Tanzania, TCAA, we have this regulation. You need to be trained, and to be trained, it costs almost 2,000 USD. And then you need to do medical checking and to be tested with the authorized pilot from the government, and this is blah, 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 blah. So to become pilot, it can sometimes it costs you even 2,000 or 30 USD. And it's difficult to go there because most of the young, they just stand up and they want to work. So this business is too critical with this in Tanzania. We still talking with the government. We do different, meeting, but the same company they do the flights. In Tanzania, I know the Uhuru Labs, Tanzania Flying Lab, and I don't know who other company who fly much, but this company I know, and most of the pilots are the same. So Khadija, there is a Yusuf, there is a Freddy. Yeah, I mean the same name. Most of the company they need experienced pilots with the skills, with the training. So you can't come from the school and starting to become pilot is not easy sometimes with this regulation to someone to afford, because you can go and be trained and get license for 3,000 cost, and then you need to get work. With insurance, my money is going to come back, and it's not easy to come back. It's something like that. So it's to become commercial pilot and to work. Even myself, this period with this COVID-19, so and traveling is difficult. So you see, I don't have much number of flights because I didn't fly. I used to fly and work international and work in different areas. So you can just sit in Tanzania if there is no work, if sometimes it's not easy to get permission, because I used to fly with a wingcopter drone in Lake Victoria. So we didn't get permission at the right time, but you need to work, you need to survive, the life goes on. So you need to find work somewhere else and make sure you survive in the market and you make your startup.
Gosh, Khadija, that doesn't sound easy, but well done for pushing ahead and being so resourceful. Jerry had another question, and that is about him asking whether you could share your experience and lessons you learned from taking part in the Lake Kivu Challenge.
There is you again questions. I didn't.
Oh, the question. Jerry is referring to your participation in the Lake Kivu Challenge, and what?
I didn't participate.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't. That time I was busy with another project, so it was difficult for me to participate.
Oh, okay. So maybe Jerry knows some thought that you did. Okay. No, thank you for sharing that. And Desi asks if there's a minimum amount of flight hours needed for companies before they hire.
In Tanzania, I didn't see any company who hired drone pilots. Exactly with the flight number. I didn't see that. Just see what they need experience. So you need to show what kind of project you did. Yeah, something like that.
What's your next most exciting project that you can see coming your way, or what exciting project would you like to see coming your way next?
Yeah, I need to become. So I have been piloting a lot. So nowadays I need to see if there is any project that I can train another pilot, and starting to piloting like me, to travel, to work international, to share the idea, to present the work like myself. So people see, I present Uganda, I present Tanzania, I present US, I present Oman, different countries. Go there and I present my work. They say, oh, wow, you did this. So I need another women like me, or another pilot. They can work in real industry and make successful in their career. I mean, drone parts.
What an inspiration. That's amazing to have that as a goal. That would be fantastic. I see, Samantha, you have your hand up. Did you have a question, Samantha?
No, but thank you. I forgot to unraise it.
Oh, okay. I saw Michael Johnson joined us. We haven't seen you on here before. Welcome. Would you like to introduce yourself, and perhaps you also have a question for Khadija?
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear, Michael.
Okay, I'm going to say to Khadija, Jambo Habari. Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum. Thank you. Thank you. Shukran. Shukran, Khadija. We were in your beautiful country, Zanzibar, about 2 years ago. And it's a very fascinating part of the world. And I would just like to congratulate you on being such an accomplished speaker and drone pilot.
Thank you.
And I can tell my friends in Nairobi, my Rafiki, that they can come to you in Zanzibar for lessons. And why I know about this and why I registered is because I'm a friend of Louise Jopp, and I'm phoning you. I'm joining the discussion from Somerset West, which is 40 kilometers east of Cape Town. Over.
Fantastic. Well, welcome. And I'm so thrilled that I think we've got at least three gentlemen that have joined us today. And I think this is going to start becoming a regular occurrence with our chats, because I think we have some regulars, and every week there are new gentlemen that are joining us. So that's really key, I feel, for us women in the drone industry to have the support of our male counterparts. And, it's a journey that we take on together. So thank you so much for joining. Who else
Kim,
was? Go ahead.
Where are you, Kim? Are you?
I'm in South Africa, in Centurion.
Oh, you're up near Pretoria.
I am indeed. Yes.
And were you a regular Zoom leader when Louise is not available? So you work.
Well, Louise and I have known each other for pretty much a year and a half. And so I offered to host when she isn't available, and whether it becomes regular or not, I don't know, but my face will be here for sure, whether I host or not. This is my weekly drone date. as everyone would know from social media.
Wonderful. And this is my first date, and I was very happy to meet you. Hello, Kim.
Well, very happy to meet you too. What is your involvement in the drone industry, Michael?
I'm just intrigued by the drone industry, and my son is in the farming business, citrus farming, and I would like to introduce the the drone techniques to him, because you know, obviously this is the future.
Absolutely. Well, there are most likely a few people on here who can introduce you and your son to the people that he would need to speak to. But I also just wanted to, for those that are new, call out Sharon Rosmark, who is on our Zoom call, and she's the CEO and founder of Women in Drones in the US. And I think she's been doing this for 5 or 6 years. So kudos to Sharon for, you know, for spearheading all of this. And even in the few weeks we've been doing this, I can really feel momentum. And so Sharon, thanks to you and Louise, this all feels like it's still surreal, but we're flying.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
I'm very excited on your behalf and Sharon's behalf. Mooi gedaan. Are you English speaking or Afrikaans speaking, Kim?
Well, I'm actually German and I speak English, but I also speak Afrikaans, so whatever goes.
Dann können wir vielleicht Deutsch zusammen sprechen.
There you go. Let's do that. Hey, so thank you very much, Michael. Khadija, I'm going to just go around the group and see if there's anyone who's new, who hasn't introduced themselves, or anyone who has another question for you, because I know there's a lot of intrigue around what, and obviously a lot of respect around what you've done as well. Let's see who joined us, who hasn't. Henny Homan, we were trying to connect with you earlier on and we didn't have sound. Are you on now? Can you hear us? Okay, maybe not. I see Ella has a hand up. Ella?
Hi. Yes, I would just like to ask to Khadija if there is any way that we from other countries can help you to do better in your area. That is why we are so many women here. That's what we are for. So I want to know, how can we as other women help you better what you do?
Myself is very challenging. I started to work with men, and I don't have any woman who helped me to become a drone pilot or to fight with this my journey. Most of them was men, was take my hand, make sure I stand up, was make sure I work with international drone, make sure I go and present my work. So it was the World Bank. They helped me a lot to become this drone pilot. It was my university also helped me in their party, and also Sense Fly with this David Rovira. So it was helped me a lot to become drone pilot, and also to work professional, because it's about to learn every day. Because when I set up, I was a student. So I need people to teach me in this drone industry. And it was new technology, because once I was like programming, and it was easy for me to program, and it's something that I was really love to program more than So when a drone coming to my university, I say, I want to try this because this is new technologies. So everyone is IT, everyone working with the same thing. So maybe if I go with this drone and artificial intelligence, it will give me more interest of working with this. But we need now, so I see myself, so I know there is another women. So they need support, they need to be helped.
Well, Khadija, in the first instance, you have a bunch of women here who are always at your speed dial. So anytime you have a thought or a question, or you need anything that we can do from afar, you know you can reach out, right?
Yep. Yes. So, and everyone who needs maybe to share this experience to the village, to the community, to the kids, or any part. So I'm free and I'm very flexible to share in their community. Because sometimes people say, we want to come Zanzibar to learn your experience. Here I have learned, but if I go to their country, they will learn more and they have get more number of people they coming and learn and see other things. So we really like, I mean, to teach them based on their community, based on their country, and the real impact of the weather condition and everything.
Fantastic, fantastic. Sharon has her hand up. Sharon, go ahead.
Yes, so thanks so much, Khadija, for your presentation and sharing. I think it's great. One of the things I wanted to just ask people to put into the chat, because you mentioned Pix4D, and there's probably other participants that would love to hear from Pix4D. I'm more than happy to reach out to them and maybe have them be a speaker one week on our fireside chat. If more of our audience wants to hear about Pix4D or either some other application, let us know, like Kim or Luis, or again, you can put it in the chat, and we will reach out to them and have them come on as a speaker and provide an overview and find out how you can learn locally more about these applications and get into mapping or some other application that you may be interested in.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that'll be a great idea, Sharon. Yeah, absolutely. So I realize we started slightly late because of this technological hiccup, which I apologize for. I know it is now a minute to past, and many of you might have a hard stop. But if there are no other questions, we can start closing. I'm just respectful of everyone's time, but I did know that we started slightly late. I just want to thank you, Khadija, for such an inspirational, talk, and you really spoke naturally and from the heart, and we can absolutely see that you are passionate about what you do, which is, I think most of us are, but when you can really see it come out of someone who's chatting, I don't know, like I can't wipe the smile off my face right now, I have to say. Does anyone have any final thoughts or questions before we close? Okay. Well, so what I wanted to say is thank you to everybody. I know a few people had to drop off. I love the fact that we've got new people joining every week, and we also have a base of people who are joining us for the weekly date. What I'd love to say is spread the word and bring someone next week. When Louise sends out the links for the next fireside chat, share it on your social media, send the link to other friends who might be interested. and also become a member of Women in Drones. I'm still finding my way through the platform, but I have to say it is, and kudos to Sharon and your team, it's such a massive resource, and there's a massive network there. So, and for the African chapter, the price has been adjusted, so it really is affordable. And also, you know, if anyone wants to be a guest speaker, please let Louise know. And I think what I'd like to say, just to close off, is stay safe. We're not out of the woods yet with everything that's going on in the world. And we'll see you next week.